Doing Charisma here as always, bring you guys some more Memory Monday. I know I typically do this Sunday night, but I actually had work today, so I had to do it. Oh, that's so awesome! Oh, because I feel like that. Well, I mean, I guess technically not really. Damien is the one who ended up with Raven, but yeah, no, I mean, no. And by the way, I just want to say Damien absolutely deserves Raven. Not anymore because he's dead. But anyway, and spoilers. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. First off, just to sort of, kind of, nip this in the bud real fast. The reason that, it says get us in, babe, in the stream comments is, this stream notes is because my girlfriend Chrissy is actually currently in the hospital. We don't know whether it's a very, I do mean incredibly small tumor, or if it's simply just an ulcer. Either way, it does need to be dealt with 100%. So that's something that we're looking at taking care of. That's actually being dealt with, of course, right now. So yeah, I don't actually have any real updates with that, unfortunately. For, I guess, obvious reasons. The hospital doesn't like you having your phone on when you're there because it's kind of like, messes with the ER scan, not the ER scan, you know what I'm saying, the x-ray or whatever, because it's like metal and stuff. So anyway, there's that. Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, I'm actually not that worried about it, surprisingly. The main reason for that is just because, like I said, it is a very small tumor as far as that's concerned. Just in general, not really anything you gotta worry too much about. Obviously it's still a huge issue, but thankfully God has blessed us in that regard. It's very insignificant. Like I said, it's so small. There's actually quite a fair possibility it's really just an ulcer, in which case it can just be removed. Whereas if it's actually pancreatic cancer, it may have to just, the whole pancreas may just have to be removed, and it may cause different problems. But anyway, so there's that. Like I said, I'm blessed not only in that regard, but I mean, she's had an amazing attitude about it. Naturally, of course, she, called me, and, surprisingly, she actually told me, she broke the news to me before even telling her parents, which was, I mean, I guess, it may come off a little strong to say I'm not really worthy of that, but I mean, like, that's, I mean, obviously I'm honored, right? But yeah, so that's great. And so, of course, there's the initial shock of just kind of sitting there and kind of, trying to be strong, because I don't necessarily necessarily subscribe to the full idea of gender roles. I do believe that, there are some tasks that men are inherently better at, and there are some tasks that women are inherently better at. But, like, obviously, you can just work towards it. But, she's got a real great attitude about it. I was really surprised, she only cried for about a minute or two, and, she really just took it up a notch, and she's like, well, you know what, obviously this is horrible news, but if I'm being honest with you, I'm not that worried about it because I'm confident that we can beat it together, and that was just really humbling to me. Because I don't believe I really made mention of this, but my brother actually had a very rare and aggressive form of ocular cancer in his right sarcoma a few years back now. He's better now. So, as far as that's concerned, there's, nothing to worry about. He had a great prognosis and everything. But anyway, I don't want to, make that too much of what we focus on here. But yeah, she's been very supportive of me with my whole YouTube thing. And, she's actually, as a matter of fact, the one who suggested that I start off with this topic. Because I asked her, if there's a topic you want me to cover, because, we've been dating for about a year and not necessarily a half, but, about a year and a quarter? Something like, what's this? But yeah, and it's just been the happiest time of my life. I mean, really. Anyway, yeah, she wanted me I guess just to, I guess kind of tongue in cheek or something. She wanted to, see what my bad habits were, so, I mean, so I guess my biggest issue would be I have this horrible tendency to just ramble on, which, I mean, shouldn't be surprising to any of you considering I have a YouTube channel, but, yeah, like, really, I think it comes from a good place, but I just, for the life of me, don't really know when to shut the hell up, Thankfully, 9 times out of 10, the people I hang out with don't really care that much. They just kind of see it as, well, it's kind of it's kind of my biggest failing. And so, they just kind of leave it at that. But, yeah, no, I mean, I definitely do talk, way too much. I mean, if I'm being honest, yeah, it's not good. 53.38. Well, this seems straight up better. So, oh, well, okay. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, actually, that might be better. I'm actually gonna take the infantry rifle over the primal shotgun. But anyway, let's see, what else is there? Okay, I was gonna say, you know, kind of keeping secrets, but I'm actually typically whenever someone comes up to me and they're okay, uh, I can I tell you can I tell you something and you promise to keep it a secret? Typically, you know, I mean, obviously there is a bit of a stipulation there, like you know, one time, uh, one of my coworkers, River, I was like, hey, uh, I want to talk to you, and I was like, well, I mean, we're kind of, you know, in the middle of our shift, but sure, what's up? And she said, no, I mean, like, when we, take our break, like, let's coordinate our break time, and, to, like, because, you know, we both get a 15-minute break. Let's, let's go, let's coordinate our breaks, and then, um, talk from there. And I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really matter when I take it, I suppose. Um, and she's like, yeah, so and I do, and I know I'm saying this just super lightly, but I did genuinely feel bad for her. She's like, I almost, I really came close to killing myself last night, and, you know, I mean, I don't want to say it's one of those things that you shouldn't really ever say to someone, because I am very glad that she decided to reach out, you know, that's the most important thing when you're dealing with something like that, is you need to first off admit that there is a problem in the first place, but then you also need to actually work on it, right? You want to seek help and get that fixed. I'm not sure why I was the first person that she came to at something like that, because her parents had actually come to the store, and I didn't actually, because her mom and dad were talking to her, and I thought it was kind of odd that, you know, some seemingly completely random strangers were, spending so much time communicating with just an employee. And then of course so I asked her about it, and like, yeah, no, those are my parents, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And, they happen to still be there, and so, you know, I did feel kind of bad about it, because, you know, I really don't like betraying people's trust like that, but, that's one of those things where your parents kind of have to know about something like that, right? She's in a mental care facility now for a few weeks. Godspeed to her with, you know, getting the help she needs. I wish her the best in that regard. But anyway, so that, I guess technically there's a little bit, I mean, not, as long as it's not something incredibly serious, like, you know, like that, then typically I'm really good about keeping secrets, but if it is something serious, yeah, you probably just shouldn't tell me if you don't want it to be spread around. I mean, like, not spread around, like, I'll tell everybody, but tell, like, someone that I think has enough power to do something about it, you know? Just because it was, like, kind of like, as a concerned, not just, like, coworker, but also kind of like friend, you know? I mean, we don't really hang out, like, a lot. I mean, we're just kind of there for our shifts until it's over, but, I mean, it's not like we're just complete total strangers either, you know? Let's see what else. Let's see. What else? I'm not sure it really counts as a bad habit. It's just kind of weird. I, and again, it comes from a good place, I'd like to think, but I think I try to be funny too often. At times, uh, to the point where it unintentionally comes off as tone deaf. Like, like, cause I'll say something stupid to try to like lighten a situation, like you know, and like obviously it's not like every single time, right? Like if someone tells me that their dog died, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, at least you save money on pet food, right? Like that's I don't say shit like that, but I mean, um, I'll occasionally try to bring light to a situation that maybe I should just leave well enough alone. Oh, hello there. Hang on 1 second. Oh, there's two of them? Did that not hit? Seriously? Oh boy, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I completed his justice, so I don't really care. But anyway, um, that's awful. Don't do that, dude. At least I let them get my loot, I didn't just quit, as I was. But anyway, um, so yeah, there's that. I guess, because I do like to fancy myself as a bit of a comedian, like comic book people kind of thing, right? But I probably should just kind of chillax a little bit sometimes, just kind of let stuff be, right? Other than that, I don't really believe there's too much more. Let's see. Okay, well, so so I did have what I guess is known as a persecution complex. And I guess to an extent I still kind of do, but I have mostly kind of grown out of that. For those of you that don't know, a persecution complex is basically something happens that's a little undesirable, like basically you cause a shit situation for either yourself or typically someone else that they have to deal with, and they rightfully so, let's be honest, um blame you for it, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I get, well, it's all my fault. I'm sure after explaining it, you had either an incident where you yourself have unintentionally done it or know someone who does. That's something I did a lot as a kid. I've mostly grown out of it because it's something that you just kind of, you look back on yourself and realize that's not really cool. I should probably cut that shit out. So that's kind of what that is. Other than that, I'm I just don't think there's that. I mean, because that's not to say that there's not a fair bit of negative with like associated with me, right? Because I'm sure if I sat here for another 30 minutes, I could think of. I mean, because you know, I think I've already been on record saying this, but just in general, I'm pretty self-loathing, just for a few different reasons actually, but I don't really want to get into that because that's um, not really relevant to this discussion. But yeah, I mean, I admit that it can probably help. Anyway, so like I said, there's that. Other than that, though, I don't really think there's that much that comes to mind specifically about bad habits. I mean, yeah, that was okay. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of it. Is that too short for a Memory Monday? I mean, I don't know. Let me see. How long was my other one? I can't. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, yeah, that one was an hour and a half long. Alright, yeah, well, I mean, I'm sorry. It's just, it's just how it is, I guess. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in. If you have a suggestion for a Memory Monday topic you'd like me to tackle, leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it, just kind of whenever I can. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I've been your host, Doing Christmas, signing out. See you guys next time. Have a good one.